What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, back with episode 156 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off the best gaming setups to give you some ideas and inspirations for your own setup. We also have a special guest this week. We'll be showing off the gaming setup of Gamesky, so definitely get pumped for that. If you see anything you like, I'll have everything listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. But let's start off episode 156. And starting off this fine show, we got Silver Surfer with his dual monitor setup. Nice and bright with the saturated colors here. You got the red, you got the blue, the RGB light strips behind the monitor and the desk to kind of break it all up. Helps match his colorful wallpaper. You'll even see that his vertical monitor there on the left side is what's going to match those RGB light strips like perfectly to a T, the way he has it broken up. Now that is nifty. So checking it out, his primary display is an Asus 24-inch, with that vertical one on the left side being a 25-inch monitor from LG. And you know what? Take a look at his peripherals. Even the RGB lights in his keyboard is broken up with the red and blue. That's pretty cool. So let's check out that gear. That keyboard is the Corsair K65 Lux RGB keyboard with Logitech G Pro mouse, and he does have an Xbox One controller there as like a secondary peripheral. That's all on the extra large SteelSeries Quick mouse pad. You could spot in the back a white mouse bungee. For audio, under his monitor is the Tautronics mini soundbar, and under his desk he has his amp and DAC plus his headphones mounted with the Philips SHP 9500 headphones. Got the V-Moda Boom Pro mic on it for it to be like a headset, and the Audio-Technica ATH M40X. And he also has mounted a Cybasonic USB amp and DAC, which is a really great pickup for only like $40. It's killer. Then over to the very colorful PC. That's the Leon Lee PC011 case. It insides an Intel i7 7700K CPU with the Corsair H100i V2 AIO. Got 16 gigs of G.Skill Trident Z RGB RAM on an MSI Z270 Gaming Pro Carbon motherboard with an EVGA GTX 1080 super clocked graphics card. Definitely a nice looking build. So lots of colors here from Silver Surfer, and again, I just really like how he has his actual light strips behind his desk and monitor broken up to coincide with the lighting in his peripherals and that wallpaper with the vertical one. Really cool stuff, and actually, out of all the submissions I ever got, he is the only person to ever correctly submit his specs and gear in the format that I have them on the show. So big props for that. Thank you, man. And now we got Nate with the stacked monitor. You guys always know I love these dual stacked orientations like this. Primarily white and black, hints of the little blue there with the wallpaper, the PC, and that RGB bulb in the corner pointing up. I see this more often with lamps, and you know what? It works. It throws some light up in the air, you know? So checking it out, the primary display is a 31.5-inch LG monitor, and then overhead is also a 31.5-inch monitor from Samsung. That top one does seem to be mounted on its separate wall bracket. Checking on his peripherals, I love how first off the desktop is like just so clean and open, tons of room, nice and simple. But he has the Corsair Gaming K70 RGB Mark II keyboard, and those white keycaps are from Corsair. They're the very own PBT double shot keycaps with the Logitech Marathon wireless mouse on a nice extended mousepad. Over to that PC, chilling on the left-hand side, which we rarely see. It's usually always on the right side, but left sides matter too. That is the NZXT H500i case in white. Inside's an Intel i7 8700K CPU with the Deepcool Castle 280 RGB AIO, 32 gigs of G.Skill Trident Z RGB RAM on the Asus ROG Strix Z370F gaming motherboard, and Gigabyte GTX 1080 Ti Aorus. I never know how to say it, but you know what I'm talking about. That's the graphics card. It's a nice clean build for sure. Definitely got some color and flair going on inside. So a very minimal space overall, like I said before. I love how the desktop is just so open. Tons of room and stuff. There's like zero clutter without the entire thing. And you properly have the spanned wallpaper. This is definitely a good setup, Nate. Now is Wardog, and damn, this one's definitely unique. 4 monitors, you have the stacked, you also have the 2 verticals on each side. A very unique orientation. Don't think I've seen this one before on the series. Looking pretty new, but also looking crazy cool. His primary display is a 43-inch Samsung curved 120Hz monitor, the overhead being a 34-inch curved monitor from Samsung. The top left and the top right monitors in portrait are a 27-inch monitor from Asus. And by the way, this is a very popular kind of sunset wallpaper. I'm sure I'm going to see it down below, so yes, I will drop a link for you guys. I know, it's all I'm gonna see in the comments, so it's down there for you. Don't even worry about it, it's already there. As you can see across the way on the wall for some sound absorption, he has some blue and white soundproofing foam to kind of go along with that sort of color theme I feel he has going on. For his peripherals, he has the Corsair Gaming K95 Platinum RGB keyboard with again those white Corsair PBT double shot keycaps, the Corsair M65 Pro RGB mouse, and a pretty cool looking extended mouse pad from Asus. Then for audio, a few things going on here. For speakers, you can see the Logitech G560 LightSync RGB speakers. The headphones are the Beyerdynamic DT990 Pro. That's on a Corsair headset stand, the ST100 RGB. That's being powered by the Creative Sound Blaster Blaster X Phi HD. That's what's probably in the drawer right there. And then a pretty awesome looking PC. Unfortunately, it's on the floor. I'd love to get this thing on display. This case is the InWin D-frame chassis. Really looks cool at this build. Inside's an Intel i7 3970XE CPU with the Corsair Hydro 100i RGB Platinum AIO. Got 16 gigs of HyperX Fury RAM on the Asus Rampage Formula motherboard with a vertically mounted MSI RTX 2080 Gaming X Trio graphics card. Tons of the custom braided cables from Cable Mod in white, gonna help accent some of the white like fans and stuff. It is just a really cool looking build, there's no doubt about that. And +1 for having those cables so organized with those cable combs. It's always like extremely tedious to have it all organized like that, but you did a killer job here. And as always, thanks to the saving grace that is the IKEA Signum cable organizer under the desk, keeping everything off the ground and tidy. And then again, across the room, you can see, got some more audio stuff going on, more soundproofing foam, a light strip underneath the dresser. Just wanted to show it off because it just helps complete the room. This thing is nuts. So Wardog, man, you got a crazy setup going on. Like I said before, I don't think I've ever seen 4 monitors in this orientation like this, but a great wallpaper, and it's all pretty organized. For everything you have going on, it doesn't like look overkill, and a great job of cable management, having all those mounted and stuff. You really can't see any cables. 10 out of 10. And then from 4 monitors back to 1, we have Jeffrey B with the very colorful single monitor set. Oh my god. It never fails. Every time I'm doing one of these, I get mass texts and calls. I can never get through an episode without being interrupted. Jeffrey, let's get back to you. He's rocking the 27-inch Asus ROG PG27-8Q. It is a 1440p panel with 165 Hz refresh rate. You can see he's got rain meter going on with a very nice looking wallpaper. As for audio, you can see mounted on each side are the speakers. They're the Swan M10 2.1 speaker setup. For his primary gear, he has an AN Pro keyboard with some really nice Taihao keycaps. I'm probably butchering that. If you saw the prints before on the wall, it definitely kind of goes to that DVA color theme. And his mouse is Logitech G903 Lightspeed. And mounted underneath his desk is his headphones. We have the Audio-Technica ATH M50X and the Audio-Technica AD700X, a very awesome pair of open back headphones. 2 good choices, my man. And then over to the PC. Inside here is an Intel i7 4700K CPU with the Corsair H100i AIO. We have 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RAM with an EVGA GTX 1080 FTW graphics card. Visually, it's not, standing out and stealing the show. I think that was done on purpose to have the main focus being his main setup here. Because when you take a look at it, it is simple. I think it looks really nice with the salt lamp and stuff. Got the colorful prints above the wall, matching the colorful wallpaper. It's the little stuff that matters. And I like how you kept it simple with the 1 monitor too.
Alright guys, my name is Gamesky, and I run a YouTube channel that revolves around headphones and gaming headsets. So when randomfrankp asked me if I'd be willing to show off my setup, I was all for it.
Alright, so we should probably start with the PC. It's a simple HP gaming tower that has a Core i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, a 256 gig solid state, and also an NVIDIA GTX 1060. Now with the 1060, I'm able to take advantage of having the 3 1080p Acer monitors. Now on top of the desk, you can see the new Google Home Hub. I thought this was gonna be just like any other smart device, but I found that I really enjoyed this thing. Everything else up here is decked out in Razer stuff. We have the Razer Ornata Chroma keyboard, along with the Razer Death Adder Elite mouse, the Firefly mousepad, and then the Noma Chroma speakers. And using Razer's software, I'm able to have all of these things sync up and also go along with the Philips Hue light strip that I have on the back end of the monitors. And now, as far as sound, I use the Creative Sound Blaster Omni sound card control up here. It is absolutely amazing and very affordable if you're looking to boost up your audio. As far as for voiceovers, I use the Samson G-Track Pro mic. It's a lot like the Blue Yeti, but I think it is better built and actually has a much better sound. Now, the desk itself is something special. It is the OP Edge from OP Seat. This is the black and blue model, and the whole surface is made to where you can use it as a mouse pad. And I have it to also match the black and blue of my gaming chair, which is the Grandmaster series from OP Seat as well. Now, above the monitors, you can see there is a giant 1080p 50-inch Vizio TV, which has the limited edition blue and gold PlayStation Slim on the left, and then on the right you have the white Xbox One S. Now, to the left of the setup, you can see a wall of headphones. One of the things that I also recently added is the Galaga arcade machine from Arcade 1-Up. It was a game that I grew up playing. It's the first thing that I see when I walk into the room, so it just puts a smile on my face, and I'm happy that that's here. If I'm editing or working on the go, I use the Samsung Galaxy Book 12. It is a really nice machine that has a stylus, has the keyboard. It is super thin, but also has an i5 processor and a 256 gig solid state.
So guys, that is a quick run through of my setup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to thank randomfrankp again for having me on. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and make sure to stay tuned for more.
This episode of Room Tour Project sponsored by Corsair and the Elgato Stream Deck Mini. With 6 reprogrammable buttons that are LCD screens, you literally have unlimited macros right at your fingertips. For gamers, streamers, photo editors, video editors, anybody out there could probably take advantage of this, and it's unlimited use. If you're interested in the Elgato Stream Deck Mini and you want to find out more, I'll put a link for you in the description down below. Alright guys, that'll wrap it up for episode 156 of Room Tour Project. I hope you all enjoyed, and a shout out and thank you to Gamesky for showing off his setup. I'll have his channel, as well as all the tech and gear you saw in this episode, listed in the description down below so you can check it out. If you like this one, give it a thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm randomfrankp. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.